This is what's in my flight bag. The bag is an original Sporties crosswind bag that I bought in 2007. It's very durable and built very well. I haven't had to replace it even though part of the headset pocket is tearing off after all these years. Uh, I got my headset. I used a Bose A20. They're worth every penny. They come with the case. I still keep them in the case. I don't put them in the headset pouch just because the case provides really good protection. Here I've got my plotter and my E6B. I keep these in the bag. I don't use them as much as I thought I would because I have a electronic E6B also. But I still carry it in my bag just in case I need it. I have this form or card. I keep it in the bag just in case if something happens to me, the passengers can grab it and kind of get a general idea of what to do in an emergency if I was incapacitated. I think it's kind of neat. It's always in the bag. Here I have a kneeboard. This one holds my iPad mini. I have the iPad mini 5 and I run 4Flight on it. It syncs up to my Sentry ADS-B receiver and it's a wonderful tool. It helps replace all the charts. A lot of the books, everything I have is stored on there. I still carry a regular kneeboard also. I keep a few forms on it and I have my flight notes as well. That's where I copy down clearances or ATIS information, just little notes. I have a few of these. It's very handy. Next I have my Foggles. These are good for, well, they're used for simulated instrument work with an instructor on board as a safety pilot. I also have the Stallhorn Tester. I use that before every flight. Here I have a dipstick remover tool. Some of them dipsticks are hot and they get tight, and I just use that in just a brief little turn, and it pops the dipstick loose and I can get it out easy. I also carry a really good pencil and a big eraser. It comes in very handy. I also have this Skillcraft B3 pen, and the pen is a black ink pen, red ink, and a mechanical pencil all in one. And it's a metal body. It's really heavy and it's great to write with. I carry the highlighter too, and I have that ruler there for sectional charts. I carry these departure sheets. I don't really use them as much, but they come in handy to write down information for airports I'm not familiar with. Of course, I've got my logbook, extra chargers for my iPad, phone, things like that, and I also have a 12-volt charger that I can plug in the plane. I use the gas jar to sump the fuel. It's a 16-ounce jar. It has a strainer built into the top. It can hold a lot before you have to get back up and dump the fuel back into the wing. Of course, here's my handheld transceiver. Always great to have a backup. It's also nice to use it to get clearances and stuff on the ground before you start the engine. I always carry a paper chart. Electronics fail. They get too hot, they just stop working, they freeze up. It's always great to have paper. I carry a 172 information manual in the bag because I always like to have a hard copy to refer to, as well as the chart supplements, which used to be the airport facility directories. I like to have a hard copy of that as well. Here's my electronic E6B I have from ASA. It's been updated since then with a better user face and a color screen, but I love it. Sentry ADS-B receiver, worth every penny. AHRS, CO2 sensor, GPS. It's really great investment to have. Gotta have sunglasses. I actually rarely use them when I fly, but when I do need them, I've got them. And just a notepad. I have a nice regular notepad that I can slide anywhere in the plane. But this is just some of the stuff that I carry in the flight bag every time I go fly. So here's some books I keep at the house. I don't carry these in the bag, but I've used these throughout any kind of training I've done. I've got the private pilot certification standards. These are just what you gotta have to be certified. Another logbook ready to go. My other one's almost full. It's always great to have it when you're ready and not waiting for it to arrive in the mail. Airplane Flying Handbook, cover to cover, tons of information about flying and maneuvers. Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge. There's a lot of regulations, rules, and just need to know stuff, how planes work, systems information, technology information, weather, all sorts of stuff. I have this book of weather I got a long time ago, but it's full of a lot of information, and I love to read it. Safety and warning supplements. I've had it for a long time. I just glance through it every now and then. Private oral exam guide. It's basically what you're going to need to know when you take your oral exam. I recently just purchased a plane, so that's the checklist for my SR20. I got a G1. Still waiting to take delivery on it. Interior's getting redone. The 172 book I got when I first started my training. This is for the older 172s, not the newer ones that are fuel injected. But it's still a good read. It's still a lot of information. A lot about the planes are the same. Charts. Like I said earlier, I keep a paper copy of all my charts that I use just in case the electronics fail. I keep them up to date as well. Always great to have. These Sporties Pilot Maneuvers Guide is very nice. I've got them for the private and the instrument ratings. They show you tons of maneuvers that you're going to see on a test, and it's very well explained. There's nice images of what the maneuver is going to look like, tolerances, descriptions. It's a really good purchase, but I keep it at my desk at home. And the Clear for Takeoff. I got this when I first started in 2004. This was when the DVD instructions were, before they have all this online training now.